Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease all evidence now suggests that Martin Laurent, Christopher Cousins, is the one holding Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, captive. It appears that Alan Lawrence, Christopher Cousins, sinister twin is orchestrating this chilling experiment. Let's delve into the myriad clues that have emerged. In August 2024, the series dropped a significant clue suggesting that Alan could actually be Martin. When Alan returned home with Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, he gazed at the Abbott mansion as if he were seeing it for the very first time. Although he later insisted that he simply hadn't appreciated the house before, it raised some eyebrows. Many viewers speculated that Alan might indeed be Martin, but the storyline didn't delve deeper into this theory. Until now. If Martin is indeed the twin who survived the balcony incident, it seems he has been masquerading as Alan all along. The show has only recently embraced the twist with the introduction of the peculiar captor of Sharon and Phyllis. Now, Y&R is finally advancing the Martin storyline, gearing up for a significant revelation. Subtle clues have emerged indicating that their captor could be a former mental patient, particularly given the eerie setting of an abandoned psychiatric facility where they are held. Even Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, hinted that there might be another madman at play, aside from Ian Ward, Ray Wise, and Martin certainly fits that description. Additionally, it's clear that Martin prides himself on having superior methods compared to Alan when it comes to handling patients. Martin exerted excessive pressure on Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, with his hypnosis techniques, driven by a need to assert his dominance over his brother. In the episode airing on March 11, the captor of Sharon and Phyllis revealed that the entire ordeal should be viewed as an experiment. This individual is treating Phyllis and Sharon like subjects in a lab, deriving pleasure from proving his theories correct. We recall that Alan had previously mentioned conducting a psychological study and sought an interview with Sharon for his book. If this was indeed Martin, his fixation on Sharon may have intensified during her hypnosis sessions linked to the Ian and Jordan, Colleen Zenk storyline. Perhaps Martin has convinced himself that he can mend the rift between Sharon and Phyllis by taking drastic measures. It's likely he delved into their history for this endeavor, which Sharon suspects is merely a ploy to showcase their kidnapper's cunning. Now, Alan is poised to make more appearances alongside Tracy, and it's important to note that he appears somewhat unhinged in the Y&R preview for the week of March 10. The show seems to be steering Alan toward a more erratic portrayal, reminiscent of Martin, suggesting that Christopher Cousins is playing Alan as if he were Martin ahead of a shocking twist. Unfortunately, Tracy's life may soon unravel when the truth about Alan comes to light. She may transition from believing she's about to marry Alan to discovering he's his sociopathic twin. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. Rita Ryan has been writing since the age of 13, starting with songs and later short plays and articles. In her teenage years, she was known as Rita Lorraine and tried to get into the country music recording industry in the 1970s. And later the gospel music industry in the 1990s. Now she concentrates her writing on soap opera spoilers, specializing in General Hospital. Aspires to write a series of family-friendly mysteries in the Hallmark movies and mystery style, and the rest of her time is spent being grandma to her 3 grandchildren and cat mama to Molly and Missy. She is married to her childhood sweetheart, whom she rediscovered after 30 years apart. For years, Alan had built a reputation as a kind and compassionate scientist, devoted to advancing medical science for the betterment of humanity. What few knew, however, was that Alan had a twin, a brother who was shunned from the family for his dangerous and unethical scientific practices. Martin, jealous of Alan's success, had been working in the shadows, conducting gruesome experiments that defied every ethical boundary known as science. It all started when Victor Newman stumbled upon inconsistencies in one of the company's pharmaceutical developments. An anonymous source provided documents proving that someone had been using Newman Enterprises' resources for unauthorized experiments. Victor, ever the sleuth, assigned Adam Newman to dig deeper. What Adam discovered was a secret lab hidden on the outskirts of Genoa City, one owned by none other than Alan Peterson. When confronted by Adam and Victor, Alan's face turned pale. It was clear he had something to hide. But before he could confess, a chilling voice echoed from behind them. "Well, well, Alan. It seems your little secret is out." Martin Peterson stepped into the room, a wicked grin on his face. The resemblance between the brothers was uncanny, but where Alan's eyes held warmth and kindness, Martin's gaze was cold and calculating. The room fell into stunned silence as Martin revealed his twisted scheme, an experiment designed to manipulate genetic coding and alter human behavior. Martin's experiment, dubbed Project Genesis, was nothing short of horrifying. Using the combination of illegal genetic modifications and psychological reprogramming, Martin had been attempting to create a new breed of individuals, humans who could be controlled and manipulated at will. He had already tested his theories on unsuspecting residents of Genoa City, leaving them with memory gaps and unexplained personality shifts. Lily Winters was among those who had felt the effects. Over the past few months, she had experienced blackouts, moments of lost time, and sudden shifts in emotion. Now, as Martin detailed his horrific project, the pieces began to fall into place. He had been experimenting on her and others without their knowledge. With Martin's revelation, suspicion quickly turned to Alan. Could he have been helping his twin? Was he complicit in these horrifying acts? Devin Hamilton, Lily's brother, was furious. "You knew about this, and said nothing?" he shouted, his voice echoing through the lab. Alan, near tears, shook his head. "I swear to you, I had no idea he was here. I thought he was gone forever. I would never hurt anyone." But the damage had already been done. The trust Alan had built over the years was now shattered, and his once sterling reputation was now tainted by the sins of his brother. Determined to stop Martin before he could continue his twisted work, the residents of Genoa City banded together. With help from Chance Chancellor and the Genoa City Police Department, they raided Martin's hidden facility, finding horrifying evidence of his experiments, mind control devices, DNA samples, and a list of unsuspecting victims. Martin, however, was not one to go down without a fight. In a desperate attempt to escape, he took Victoria Newman hostage, threatening to inject her with one of his experimental serums. "Imagine the great Victoria Newman under my control," he sneered. But Victoria, ever the fighter, managed to break free, and with a well-timed distraction from Nick Newman, Chance was able to take Martin down. As the handcuffs clicked around his wrists, Martin laughed. "You think this is over? There are more of us out there. This is just the beginning." With Martin behind bars, the town breathed a sigh of relief, but the scars of his actions ran deep. Lily struggled to regain a sense of normalcy, while Alan faced the daunting task of rebuilding the trust he had lost. Victor and Adam vowed to ensure that Martin's accomplices, whoever they were, would be brought to justice. But even as Martin was taken away, his parting words lingered in the air like a dark cloud. Was he telling the truth? Were there others like him, waiting in the shadows to continue his work?